Hello friends, it's me, Bill Savely with Savages Disc Golf, and I'm here to tell you that I did not play nearly as well as I had hoped to play on what was my 1-year anniversary of picking up a disc golf disc and playing. Let's get into it. Wednesday night is the glow night here at our local course, and I really had aspirations. I set a goal for myself that was quite lofty. I wanted to hit 9 under par because yesterday was day 1 in the fall session of our league in terms of overall points. These points accrue at the end of each of the seasons. So at the end of the fall season, the first place, second place, and third place people get like trophy discs. And it's a really good community. And I've been playing for 1 full year. And I really wanted to come out of the gates swinging. And that just didn't happen. I ended up finishing even par. I went out of bounds 4 times. 2 of the times I managed to salvage par. The other 2 times I got bogeys. And I think I only got 2 birdies for the entire 20 holes. I just wasn't hitting my shots. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. I didn't put myself in good position to get a birdie. I felt a little bit off right around the second hole that we played. I started to get a migraine. There were some other factors that kind of really contributed to me not being as focused as I needed to be. And then, of course, that just bled into my game. And I have to get better at that mentally to block that out. So I'm out here at the course. I'm going to throw a couple of discs. I'm not going to keep any score. I'm just going to work on some shots. So join me, will you? So yesterday on hole 1, my problem was as I was releasing it too early and it was going out right here straight, but then it would turn and fade over to the left. So what happened was I was on this side with a clear shot for my second shot the first time I came through. Then the second time I played this hole, I was further and I was behind that fence and I threw a tomahawk and it just went way to the left and I ended up having to salvage a par on this hole. So I'm going to slow it down. I'm going to focus on form and I'm going to really see about threading the needle right into that gap, keeping it low. I'm not going to worry about distance. I just want to get this disc out the right way. I'm throwing my new Opto-Glo Saint. I love this disc. That's half the battle. Mental. Don't try to kill it. Nose up, which is why it goes to the left. And that's exactly where I was the first time I played this hole yesterday. So, Valkyrie. I have to remember to follow through as well. Keep it down, disc down, follow through. Don't try to baby it. Don't be afraid of this shot. That's better. I followed through, but I dipped a little. So it's going to go left over by those bleachers, but I think I should be all right. And maybe some of you are thinking, like, what's the big deal? Like, you shot even par. That's what you should shoot, right? Like, that's what the course says you should shoot. Sure, I get that. But I'm also a competitive person. And even though I've only been playing a year, I kind of like to think of myself as being still athletic, still with some good skill. I should be better at this game. And I am better at this game. I just need to be more consistent. And I think that's where the big problem is my consistency. And this is where my drive went, which is a pretty good drive. And I have options. I can throw a forehand or I can throw a backhand. I'm not as comfortable with the forehand, so I got a straight shot at a forehand, but I got to hyzer it out and bring it in. And I'm parked. Second shot landed here. So all we're going to do is we're going to pick this up and put it in the basket. That's a birdie. Hole number 2. Yesterday, the first time, I didn't send it out on enough angle and it hit short and to the left, and I had a very long birdie chance that I missed. Second time around I played this, it was a bigger angle, and it just carried over and it bounced and it rolled onto the cart path for my very first out of bounds experience. So I just need to concentrate and make sure I'm hitting the angle. I'm throwing the Valkyrie. I need to send it out between those two trees. See, and that's too much. That's going to go too far left. And there it is. You see that? I'm out of bounds again. That's exactly what I did last time. So we're going to throw the Saint, which should be, for all intents and purposes, a little more overstable, so I'm worried about it going left. So what I'll do is I'll change the angle and just let it softly carry in. Like that. That's a much better shot. Look at that. Boom. I'm parked in circle one. So again, what am I doing? What changes am I making? That first time, I kind of muscled it and I didn't release it the right way. But that second time, I focused on my form. I reached back and I followed through, all in like a smooth motion. That disc felt much better coming out of my hands. It felt much better with my whole arm placement. And as you can see, it was a much better shot. Let's go. Boom. Hole number 3, we played last night as 3X. So we combined hole number 3 with hole number 4. So hole number 3 plays up to this dry creek, which is out of bounds. And then it continues hole 4 a little to the left. So what I'm looking to do is I'm looking to keep this low under those trees and park it out a little bit further right than left. I managed to do that twice yesterday. So I played 3X really well. Same thing, nice and easy. Don't try to kill it. That's my problem. Hilarious. The double tree kiss. The Saint. I love this disc. That was the Leopard 3 that I threw, a little bit understable. So let's keep this low and let's send it. Oh, that's a good shot. That's pretty much right where I needed to be. And as usual, at 2:45 on a Thursday, this park is crowded. There's people walking dogs, people walking around. There's like high school age kids that are out here playing. It's insane. And I'm sure I'm out here contributing to it, but my schedule is such that I get done earlier because I start at 6 a.m. These kids are still on hole number 4, so I'll just play this separately. Remember, the creek is out of bounds. I'll take it. That's a par. And again, this is where the really good players capitalize and people like me kind of stay in place. Because although that's a par and I didn't lose any ground, I did miss an opportunity to gain some ground, to maybe finish in the top 10. I've thrown a hex on this hole and I've thrown the judge. I feel more comfortable with the judge, so I'm throwing the judge here. I just want to send it out under the trees, get it under the basket. Nice follow through, something nice and easy like that. Just let it go. Get it close to the basket. Nope, but I'm up and over. Good Lord, I felt that move in my fingers. Not a good one. So let's throw the Envy. It's another putter, but it's a little more overstable, so. That's a better shot right there. Look at that. Skip, skip, skip. A little far. Circle's edge. What? I also think sometimes you overthink your shots. So that second shot with the Envy, I just kind of stepped up. I was like, yeah, I know where this needs to go. I'm just going to put it there. Didn't think, didn't really concentrate. I just let the disc fly. And it turned out to be an amazing shot. Because this first shot of mine here, I've got a big tree canopy here. It would be a very difficult birdie opportunity, so I would have to salvage par. That's where the drive came through. And these are the putts that I need to make. These are the putts that I do make because I'm an excellent golfer. Slow on the driveway. Too much. Hole number 5, the key is distance. You got to make it around and over because the basket is right across from these trees. Throw in the Valkyrie again. Need it to be smooth. Don't try to kill it. I think that's good. And the interesting thing about this hole, hole number 5, is it's pretty much right at my comfortable limit in terms of distance. Consistent distance. Now I can throw the disc farther, but consistently, this is pretty much where I'm at. So unless I hit this angle, or when I do hit the angle, I have a nice opportunity to make birdie. Like now. Shake hands with the chains. That's a birdie. Hole 6. One time I was a little bit too far on the right. The other time I was short. Got a nice gap here. You just have to keep it low and just hit it. Consistency, nice and smooth. Be fluid. Like that. Now turn. Turn, turn, turn. I'm in the circle. And then I think to myself, why don't I play even better at night? Why is it so much easier for me here in the day? And it's obvious. I mean, you can see everything in the day. I can see where all the trees are. I can see where the branches are. And there's no pressure. It's just me out here. I don't have 3 or 4 other card mates who are either playing better than I am, and then I think, ooh, they're playing so much better than I am. I got to step it up. Or there's a lot of delays. A lot of delays on the league because obviously people are looking for discs. It's dark. Not everybody uses a really good glow situation. So it's one of those things. And then all of that waiting just kind of takes the momentum away. But I'm going to make this birdie putt. This is where I need to be every time, if not closer. Because that's another birdie. So again, I can do it. Why didn't I do it last night? Hole number 7. I've tried everything on this hole. I've tried backhand through the channel. I've tried backhand with a little bit of an anhyzer to focus out or have it float out, but then it always turns the other way. And I've tried forehand. I need to continue to work on the forehand. So we're throwing forehand here. And we're not going to try to kill it. We're just going to send it out there. Let the disc do its work. This is a 7 glide, so I don't need to really punch it. And that's going to go a mile. Now turn. You know what? I'll take that. It's got good distance. But I'm going to throw another one here just to see if I can get it in better position, because I want it to turn over this way. Well, that's a good shot, but I wasn't aiming there. Interesting. I gave up at the very last minute. I early released it. And I'm sure it's my form, but every time I throw a forehand like that, and you can see I didn't try to kill it, man, it just destroys my shoulder and my elbow. Now, I had a tear in that rotator cuff a couple of years ago, so I wonder if that's the issue. I wonder if that's why, I have this experience throwing forehand, which just means I need to work on my form so that I could throw better. Now, this is a good shot. I'll take this drive every day in the league. I just need to float this out, have it come in, drop under the basket. because this is, well, this is a distance. But I have to play smarter. Like that. Because yesterday I was on the other side of this tree and I threw it out of bounds. And throwing out of bounds on your second shot sucks. It's just one of those things. So the beauty of this hole is I had a really nice tee shot, and then this second shot here has me right in front of the basket. So again, we just pick her up and we toss her in. And that's another hole that is very, very difficult to birdie because it's a par 3. So you have to really have an amazing and accurate tee shot. Otherwise, you're going to have a monster putt for bird. And, you know, some of the guys in our league can do it because they're talented. Otherwise, it's just, you just automatically mark it down for either a par or a bogey, depending on where you're at. We usually skip 8, so I'm skipping 8, and I'm just going to play 9 here, finish up. And here's the dilemma with hole number 9. Hole number 9 is out of bounds on that cart path. So a lot of times for backhand, you are turning and you're going to go into that path and you're going to go out of bounds, which I did. And then you're struggling to make par, depending on where you go out at to make that putt. So this should be a forehand hole. But since I don't throw the forehand, I never really do it. But today I need to work on this. So I'm going to work on this forehand. I'm just going to, again, shot shape it, send it out there, and see where I can go. Is that going to fight out of it? That's out of bounds. So it doesn't even matter that I threw it forehand. It was still out of bounds. Don't give up on us, baby. Valkyrie. But that had some nice distance on it. I'm not going to lie. And that's just going to go way to the right. Let's leopard 3. And we're going to go backhand. Oh, this hole. This could be your nemesis if you can't. And that's going to go out of bounds too. Watch it. Oh, good tree. Hilarious. Let's throw the hex just for S and G's. It's a mid-range. But you should be able to, I should be able to get it down there. And I did. Look at that, a hex. Hilarious. All right, so we're gonna do 2 examples here. First example is the Saint, where I rolled out of bounds. Kind of rolled around, got stuck under here, did a little flippy-doo, whippity-doo. So this is how I'd have to play this in the league. I'd get 1 meter relief, not closer to the basket. And then since I went out on 1, I come in on 2. This is to save par. You can see how that goes. But let's get to that hex. So you can see the hex came here. And this is a mid-range. It's a 5-speed. And you're thinking to yourself, well, why would you throw a 5-speed on this if you normally throw control drivers? Well, 5-speed is going to be more reliable. It's going to hold the angle you throw it on. Flarg. Trust that hyzer. So I throw the hex. You throw a mid-range so that it stays true to the angle you put it on, and it doesn't react as harshly as the drivers will. Obviously, I didn't keep score. I didn't come here to keep score. Also, I did not play hole number 8. We just don't play number 8, and I don't want to put any more strain on my arm than I have to, or that I want to, because I'm playing in a 2-day tournament this weekend, Stairway to Highland. But let's talk about this round. So the reason why I use my glow discs in the daytime is because I use the glow discs during the league. So I need to be more familiar with those discs. Generally speaking, I will throw the Saint now that it's in my bag. I love that disc, and I finally got it in glow. I throw the Valkyrie, I throw the Leopard 3, I will throw a Hex, and I will throw the Envy, and then as the putter, I'll use my Judge. Those consistently have been the discs that I've reached for. How do I think I played today? I think I made some better decisions. I think I trusted the angle on some of the shots. Did I get all of the shots? Absolutely not. Always room for improvement. But I feel much better about where I know my game is versus where I thought it was yesterday. And that's the point. Keep practicing. I need to work on forehands. What I think I should do is I think I should just play a forehand only round here, just so I get some practice. Or I'll put a bucket out at like 200 feet, and I'll just do nothing but throw forehands. Or maybe I'll do it at 100 feet and just do nothing but throw forehands so that I can get better at that shot, so that that could be a shot that I put in my tool belt. I gotta get home. I'm starving. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, for liking. Until next time, have a good one.